Good morning, happy hump day, and happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone. You know, I've seen so many posts online that are all saying, like, didn't November, just start? And we're already at Thanksgiving. Personally, it's been a pretty solid month for me. I mean, no, not to say, the levels of, say, August and September were. But, it certainly hasn't been bad, that's for sure. Seriously, I'm set to get, a fourth good month in a row of just good things happening to me. Or going out places and seeing people and stuff like that. But I'll save that for, I guess, December 1st. I think that should be when I talk about what November was like. Although I think I've got a new thing for every new month, so that's going to be good. Right, I have a low and high acts of kindness to talk about, don't I? I would say my low would be cold. It was really cold. Good God, I couldn't stand being outside for more than 5 minutes. And to make matters worse, it also rained, which made things even more cold. And also damp. And rather unpleasant for anyone trying to enjoy their day yesterday. But I saw it through. I'm here now, aren't I? Speaking of seeing things through, yesterday was my mom's birthday. That's from a high. Happy birthday, Mom. Love you. Had a lot of fun. We just kept it simple. We got, we'll be able to celebrate with gusto a little bit later, because Thanksgiving she's working, and this weekend she's working. So, I'm thinking it's probably going to be maybe next weekend when we celebrate with gusto. The problem is, next weekend is also Sparkle. And, it's going to be, last year when I went to Sparkle, I had a great time and saw some people that I was really glad I saw. So, it was good. And I'm definitely going to Sparkle this year. I'm also thinking about going to the Parade of Lights this year, too. The thing about the Parade of Lights is it's not going to have, the sort of free roaming feature that Sparkle had. It's a parade. You stay to the side and watch the parade go by. With Sparkle, you walk all up and down Market Street and have a good time. So, I don't know, we'll see. It definitely sounds like a lot of fun. I actually have some friends that are marching in the holiday parade in Elmira on Friday. Actually, that's another part of my low. I won't be able to go to that. That makes me feel kind of sad. Especially when I want to see them again. But it's okay. Another part of my high is I saw a movie yesterday. Yeah, I totally saw a movie yesterday. You probably wonder what movie I saw. I watched Leo. Yes. The kids movie starring Adam Sandler as a lizard. You're probably wondering why? Well, I'll get to that after I get to my act of kindness. Speaking of my act of kindness, I would say my act of kindness is I helped watch my nephews for the little bit I was able to see them. That's another part of my high. I was able to see my nephews. And because my nephews are actually kind of getting sick, so my mom had to take them home early. But, I got to see them for a little bit. Also helped set up dinner and getting the mom's birthday cake. Well, my dad actually got my mom's birthday cake. He got I believe a gold cake. It's from Wegmans. A gold cake, that's what's on the sticker, with buttercream frosting. My mom actually likes whipped cream frosting, but I listen, it's Wegmans. They're awesome. So why would anyone's going to complain? Yeah, it's a cake. Who complains about? Jim Gaffigan even had a bit, which is actually one of my favorites of his, by the way, where cake is a powerful food. Hey, it's Bob's birthday. Oh, I hate that guy. There's going to be cake. I'll stop by and say a quick hello. Jim Gaffigan's awesome, too. Sadly, he wasn't in Leo. He was in the Hotel Transylvania movies, from what I know, as Van Helsing. But he wasn't in Leo. Although, speaking of Leo, I have to get to Leo. Because, here's the thing. By all accounts, this is a good movie. And I did like it. And there were definitely some things that I found likable, charming, funny. But it's also it definitely follows a few kids movie tropes, as well as the fact that this is a Happy Madison film. They kind of listen. I mentioned this a little bit when I saw You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, but there are some bits in the movie that, like, are sort of meant to be, like, the weak gags, I guess. Like, in You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, it was easily DJ Shmooly. And in this movie, it's a drone. Which, for those of you who don't know how the movie works, it's the beginning of 5th grade, and Leo the Lizard, voiced by Adam Sandler himself, has been at that school for 74 years. And he's told that lizards have lived up to 75 years. Spoiler alert, he learns that lizards can really live up to like 110, but he doesn't know that. My point is, he thinks he's dying, and he wants to do something pretty good, like go out and see the world, do something meaningful before he passes away. He's just been cooped up in that animal tank in the classroom with his friend Squirtle. Yes, there is a turtle named Squirtle. As a Pokemon fan, I actually can't help but smile about that. Who's voiced by one of my all-time favorite comedians, Bill Burr. More things should have Bill Burr in them. Bill Burr is awesome. Speaking of which, this is a good cast. Jason Alexander is one of the kids' dad. Speaking of the kids, Adam Sandler's kids strike again. Yeah, Sadie and Sonny Sandler are in the movie. Sadie is Jada, and Sonny is Summer. Sonny is Summer. Wow, that had to get confusing in production. But they're good. I mean, seriously, Adam Sandler's kids are really starting to grow on me in terms of their ability to act and do stuff in movies. I like that. And I'm actually kind of glad that Sandler, yeah, you can say it's nepotism all you want, but I actually do kind of enjoy the idea that Sandler wants to do stuff like this with his family. And, it was actually not just his kids, but his wife. I mentioned that this Sadie is one of the kids named Jada. Jackie Sandler, Adam Sandler's wife, plays Jada's mom. And Jason Alexander plays Jada's dad, which, as soon as I heard, is that Jason Alexander? I'm like, oh my God, it is. Jason Alexander's awesome. More things you have Jason Alexander. This is a good cast. I mean, Cicely Strong, Robert Smigel, Nick Swarton, Stephanie Hsu. Stephanie Hsu is in this movie. I'm like, really? The Stephanie Hsu? From Everything Everywhere All at Once and Joyride. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a member of the Shoe Hive, but I like Stephanie Hsu's work, if that makes sense. Yes, 70 Shoe fans are called the Shoe Hive. Beehive and Shoe, so Shoe Hive. But basically in the movie, Leo was trying to do something meaningful with his life, and so Cicely Strong, who plays the new substitute teacher because the original teacher got sick, takes over, and they have to bring a pet home every week. And it turns out that in this movie, animals can talk to each other, but also it turns out they can talk to humans too. So Leo gives away that he can talk, but unfortunately he says it so that only you can hear me because you're special, which definitely leads into the liar revealed trope, which, as a fan of Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic, he does not like the liar revealed story at all. And sadly, they definitely do that here. Thankfully, though, they don't. I mean, I need to see what Doug Walker thinks about this movie, if he even watches this movie, before I say whether or not they drag on the liar revealed thing too long. And again, I mentioned that there's some gags that, normally really wouldn't work in a movie. Like, again, the drone essentially being the gag character. The little kids, I think they may be second graders, that are like super hyperactive and dogpiling on like the teacher. I mean, here's the thing. What keeps stuff like that from being totally unbearable for me is because this is an animated movie and therefore they're following cartoon logic. I mean, think about it. In real life, no students are going to dogpile on top of a teacher. No drone is going to be that self-aware. And obviously, animals can't talk and stuff like that. What makes it even sadder about that last thing is that even if turtles could talk, I don't think they would sound like Bill Burr. Which is sad. Because Bill Burr is awesome. Again, more things need Bill Burr. Okay. And then we gotta talk about Sandler himself. Because while he does try and be a redeeming character, what's the word I'm thinking of? Endearing, that's the word. I almost said redeeming. Endearing. Endearing is the character and he is. He totally is. I do buy that, Leo thinks he's going to die, even though, again, it's later revealed in the movie that lizards live up to, 110 years old. But he thinks he's going to die, and I do buy that he wants to do some good before he sadly passes away. What's going to make or break this movie for a lot of people, even if you're, if you're an Adam Sandler fan, you're going to check out this movie no matter what I say. So, this is for those who are still on the fence. Because one thing that's a trope in a lot of Adam Sandler's movies, especially in the bad Adam Sandler's movies, is when Adam Sandler movies, is if, I was correcting my grammar right there. I said Adam Sandler's movies. In the Adam Sandler's movies, is that in any Adam Sandler's movie. You get the idea. Okay. So, one trope about those movies that a lot of people really can't stand when it happens is when Adam Sandler talks in an annoying voice. I mean, in some movies, it works okay here. It also works in Hotel Transylvania simply because, again, they're animated cartoons and therefore, you can play around a little bit with some animation and it definitely works with, the character. Which I gotta say, the animation in this movie was really good. That's another thing this movie has going for. The animation in this movie is really good. And speaking of things about this movie that are good, the singing. There's some really, I didn't think there were going to be any songs in this movie. There's some good songs in this movie. Really, this is a fun movie. And if you're a teacher, because I have friends who are teachers, and I could totally see them getting a kick out of what they see in this movie. Partly because, some of that stuff is obviously played for, again, the fact it's an animated cartoon. But, some of them are going to be the struggle is definitely real. They'll find, it'll be funny because it's true. Well, let's get to the one thing I was going to talk about before I got off on a tangent about good things about the movie. It's Adam Sandler's voice. Like, again, if this was in like a live action movie, like a Little Nicky or a Waterboy or a That's My Boy, which, shock of all shocks, they're all bad movies. Or especially Jack and Jill, good God. Like, this wouldn't work. Here, it definitely works, but again, it's an animated movie. They're trying to, again, play up the fact it's an animated cartoon. You know, cartoon characters have funny voices. That's been that way since the very beginning. Plus, I'll give it this. For what, I mean, Leo is a lizard. And what he thinks to be an old lizard. So, an old lizard, you know, at 74 years old and rather lethargic, yeah, I don't see a problem with Sandler giving Leo that voice, to be sure. And again, like, there's a whole lot of Adam Sandler's movies that, you know, happen in other movies that happen in Leo. Like, there's a ton of product placement. Good God. There's a whole lot of product placement. I mean, not even 5 minutes into the movie, they talk about some kid having, you know, cheese fingers from Doritos or, you know, like Doritos, and it turns out it's Cheeto fingers. Like, I did not see that coming. Like, that's literally stuff like that happens in the movie. Like, they talk about Smash Mouth. They do you know, they talk about like Big Mac. So, like, again, it's a Happy Madison film. There's a whole lot of product placement. But again, I can kind of buy into that a little bit because, again, it's an animated movie. It's a cartoon. You're supposed to have things exaggerated in cartoons. I mean, don't get me wrong. We live in a day and age where a lot of cartoons nowadays are based in a form of reality. You know, even some of my favorite shows of all time that by all accounts are fiction, like Steven Universe and Amphibia. Like, they're grounded in some form of reality. And that's what Leo does. It keeps it grounded to some reality. Again, with the exception of the fact that, you know, animals can talk. So, again, if you are an Adam Sandler fan, you'll like this movie. You will. And whether or not I said the movie was going to be bad, you were going to watch it no matter what, so there you go. If you're not an Adam Sandler fan, and you especially hate the fact that Sandler talks in an annoying voice, this movie may not sway you. If you are one of those people that really can't stand Happy Madison films, I'm not entirely sure if this is the movie for you. But I can definitely say this movie is good enough where Sandler is, you know what, I think I can say it. Sandler is in the second half of his career, where the stuff he's making is more or less consistently good. I mean, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah was easily one of the best films I saw this year. And, you know, I guess Leo is in that, like, it's a worthy follow-up to a Sandler movie. Like, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah and Leo, they make for a solid double feature, I guess. Again, if you're watching good Adam Sandler movies. I mean, before anyone says, I don't think Uncut Gems is a Happy Madison film. Although that does remind me, like I mentioned how bad some of Adam Sandler's movies have been. After he didn't get nominated for anything for Uncut Gems, he's like, I'm going to make like the worst movie of all time. And then I'll show you. And then he wanted making Hubie Halloween, which, yeah, that movie's bad. But the worst? No. Like, take your pick for bad Adam Sandler movies. Again, Waterboy, Little Nicky, Jack and Jill, That's My Boy, Pixels. Like, there's been a lot of bad Adam Sandler movies, dude. Hubie Halloween, yeah, it's bad, but It's far from being his worst. And again, if you want to watch like good Adam Sandler movies, watch like The Wedding Singer or You Don't Mess. Okay, I know You Don't Mess with Zoe and it wasn't technically a good movie, but you know, I did find it funny. I did like it. It's incredibly insensitive, don't get me wrong, but I liked it. It was funny. And you know, you are so not invited to my bat mitzvah and Leo, and funny people. So yeah, Adam Sandler's had some good movies. Just you know, he's had a lot more bad ones than good ones. But this is a good one. You should check out Leo. Just like you should check out all the other videos I've done. I know it's a shameless plug, but I thought I'd give it a try. I hope you like this video. If you like this kind of YouTube channel on social media, as always, I'm very homely in this video for all you guys watching Joe for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. You know, if you're traveling to where you gotta go for Thanksgiving, please stay safe. You know, this time of the year can be pretty stressful. If you're hosting Thanksgiving and you haven't started preparing already, I suggest you do that now. Especially I'm sure if you're preparing Thanksgiving at home, you've already thawed your turkey, or in the process of thawing your turkey. So again, anyone traveling, stay safe, have fun. You know, Thanksgiving is a big day tomorrow, and see you tomorrow. Again, I hope you liked it. Again, if you like this video, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all you guys watching Joe for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, if you guys want to talk channels, we're here to lend you all back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.